Factsverse presents 15 Animals with Real Superpowers. Number 1. The Hairy Frog. This frog may look like the typical frog that you would find in a pond. However, they have a superpower. They can break their bones and push them out of their toes to make claws to protect themselves and attack their prey. Anyone who is a fan of Marvel Comics' Wolverine would love to have this frog as a pet. However, they can be dangerous. They're typically found in Central Africa and are also known as the horror frog or the Wolverine frog. They grow up to 4.3 inches long and they have a short, rounded snout. Number 2. The Pit Viper. The Crotalinae, also known as the pit viper, is a snake found in Eurasia and the Americas. These are not your typical snake. They have a heat-sensing organ between their eyes and their nostril. This allows them to see in infrared. They can find their prey hiding anywhere. They range in size and can grow up to 12 feet in length. Number 3. Salmon. Salmon have a built-in GPS system. They can sense the magnetic fields of the Earth and it can guide them home. No matter how far they swim from home, they will always find their way back. Even salmon that were raised in captivity will be able to use their superpowers to get to their foraging grounds under the water. Number 4. Alpine Ibex Mountain Goat. This goat, also known as the Steinbach or Boketten goat, lives in the mountains of the European Alps. These goats have superpowers which resemble Spider-Man because they can climb up walls. The reason that they do this is so they can lick the mineral salts that are in the walls. Number 5. Mantis Shrimp. The mantis shrimp is a very colorful, beautiful sea creature. When the mantis shrimp goes after their prey, they can swing their arms out at 80 kilometers per hour. This is the same acceleration as a .22 caliber bullet. When they attack their prey, the prey can be hit twice in a single strike. If they're not killed by the initial strike, they can be stunned or killed by the shockwave that follows. This type of shrimp also has excellent vision. They're able to see all colors, including ultraviolet. This is because they have 16 color-receptive cones in their eyes. Humans have only 3. Between their power and their vision, they are a force to be reckoned with. Number 6. Dragon Millipedes. The technical name for this species of millipede is Desmoxetes. They are part of the Paradoxomatidae family and are seen in Southeast Asia. These millipedes are known as dragon millipedes because they can shoot cyanide at their predators. This can kill them instantly. If you have ever read a fairy tale that had a fire-breathing dragon in the story, this millipede is the closest you will ever get to finding one. Number 7. Sea Cucumbers. Shape-shifting is a common magical power of witches and warlocks. While these beings are simply myths, the sea cucumber is not. They are a sea creature with leathery skin and a long body. When a sea cucumber needs to get from one place to another, but the space is too small, he can shapeshift his body by liquefying himself to get through even the smallest spaces. Witches and warlocks may only exist in books and in the movies, but sea cucumbers exist at the bottom of the ocean. Number 8. The Elephant. Everyone loves to find a circus or a carnival with a strongman. There's something amazing about a person being able to lift unimaginable weight. What many people don't know is that every time they see an elephant at a circus or at the zoo, they are looking at the animal kingdom's version of the strongman. An elephant can lift over 661 pounds with their trunk alone. Using the strength of their trunks, elephants can easily take out their prey in seconds. The next time you see an elephant, you should give him the respect that he deserves. Number 9. The Bombardier Beetle. The bombardier beetle lives on all of the continents of the world except for Antarctica. They are often found in hot climates, in woodlands or grasslands. They need a hot, humid place to live because it is the best place to lay their eggs. Bombardier beetles may look like a typical beetle at first sight, but they have a superpower. When these beetles feel threatened, they eject a hot, noxious chemical spray. When they let off the spray, there is a popping sound and it can immediately kill their victims. Some beetles can actually direct the spray in all directions. The chemical reaction is so hot when it comes out that it can reach the boiling point. These beetles are a force to be reckoned with. Number 10. Fleas. According to DC Comics, Superman is able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Superman may only exist in the comics, but there is a creature who exists with the same superpower. Fleas can jump 200 times the length of their body in a single bound. This is what makes it possible for them to go from host to host without any difficulty at all. While the flea is a nuisance because of their biting and breeding, they are actually amazing creatures. Number 11. The Gecko. The gecko has more than one superpower. The gecko is a lizard which is found in the warmer climates in the world. Most geckos are unable to blink, therefore they need to lick their eyes to keep them moist and clean. They have a fixed lens which gets larger when it is dark, allowing them to see in the dark. They also have color vision that is 350 times more sensitive than a human's color vision. They have another superpower which is similar to that of Spider-Man. They have tiny hairs on their feet and the surface of their body, which allows them to walk up windows and other smooth surfaces. Their third superpower is regeneration. If a gecko loses his tail in an accident or after being attacked by a predator, their tail will regrow. Number 12. Lyrebirds. The lyrebird is a ground-dwelling bird who lives mostly in Australia. When these birds sense that they could be in danger, they can scan their surroundings and give a distinctive call to other birds in the area. While this is a pretty good power, it is nothing compared to their mimicking powers. If necessary, these birds can imitate any sound that they hear. If a photographer is taking the bird's picture, he can imitate the sound of the camera shutter. If he's in the woods where someone is cutting down a tree, they can imitate the sound of the chainsaw. They can even imitate the sound of a car alarm. Number 13. Swifts. When it comes to speed, the swifts give Superman a run for his money. Some of these birds are among the fastest animals on the planet, and they can fly faster than all species of birds. These birds also have an amazing endurance. The swift can fly for up to 200 days without needing to land. While they do need to stop for a moment or two to eat, they can get right back up and continue their flight. Before they begin breeding, these birds spend the first 2 or 3 years of their life doing nothing but eating and flying. It's said that they can fly 3,000 miles in 5 days. Number 14. The electric eel. Electro may be a villain, but he does have a pretty great superpower. He uses his ability to store and generate limitless amounts of electricity against his opponents. Even though he has a great power, he's often outsmarted by Spider-Man. The electric eel has the same power. These sea creatures can generate an electric shock of up to 600 volts, instantly killing their predators or prey. The electric eel inhabits the fresh waters of the Amazon and the Orinoco rivers. They live on the muddy bottoms of the calm and stagnant waters of swamps, creeks, floodplains, and coastal plains. While it is very rare for an electric eel to kill a human with its electricity, the multiple shocks can lead to heart failure or drowning after a jolt even in shallow water. While these sea creatures can hurt humans, they mostly use their powers for their own survival in the water. Number 15. Turritopsis jellyfish. Many people would consider immortality as being the strongest animal superpower possible. Having the ability to live forever is pretty amazing, and the Turritopsis jellyfish has this power. They're often found in the Mediterranean Sea and in the waters around Japan. Technically, these jellyfish are not immortal, however, they can make themselves young again, and they can begin their life cycles over and over. There's no DC or Marvel character with a superpower like this. There's actually no other living thing on the planet with this type of power. Subscribe for more.